What's good, fam? I just had to put this video up because yesterday I talked about a little bit about the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court, and I had mentioned Judge Clarence Thomas, monkey ass. I got his age wrong though. He's younger than I thought he was. I thought the fucker was about 80. Actually, he's 70. So he got a good 10, 15 years left to sit there and make bad motherfucking moves. Um, uh, that hurt black people because he mad at his own blackness or something. But it just so happens that as I was finishing up the video, I happened to look at my news feed and I see that Justice Kennedy is leaving. Now he is 81 years old, so that gives Donald Trump a chance to pick the next Supreme Court judge. Now, this judge has got to be confirmed by the Congress and all that, but he's going to get this judge on the Supreme Court. And if somebody else leaves within the next 2 years, he'll get to pick another justice, for the Supreme Court. These things are very important because that makes the whole goddamn court right wing now, conservative, straight up. That's how all the decisions going to come down. Any case that comes before them, they're going to lean toward the conservative viewpoint. You know what I'm saying? And anything Donald Trump wants to do that people challenge, that they take before the Supreme Court, they're going to rule in Donald Trump's favor. That's the kind of court he's setting up. And we have to be mindful of that. We have to make sure that in these elections, in these midterm elections that are happening right now, like the one coming up in November, that we get the Congress and the Senate at least to be more progressive than it is. And I'm not talking about electing a bunch of fucking corporate Democrats. I'm talking about electing some progressives, some freedom justice Democrats, and some really seriously progressive people that can oppose Donald Trump and his agenda. Because if we don't, then the motherfucker got free reign. The motherfucker got free reign. He got damn near that now. If you notice, the motherfucker gets just about everything he wants because the Republicans are afraid of him, and the Democrats, the corporate Democrats, ain't nothing but a motherfucking bunch of Republicans with a conscience. So ain't nothing gonna happen that favors the common man. You dig me? Like I said, they came down on the side of corporations when it came to unions. They come down on corporations they came down on Donald Trump side when it came to immigration. And they're going to come down on Donald Trump's side when it comes to everything else that fucker wants that comes before them. And it's just going to get worse for the foreseeable future. Because these motherfuckers get on the Supreme Court and they stay there for life, as y'all know. They don't go nowhere. This is the last job these guys are ever going to have. Nice work if you can get it. This is the last job these guys are ever going to have. And he going to pick somebody that, like he said in that rally he had yesterday, he going to get somebody that's going to sit there for the next 40 years. So his influence is going to be felt for the next 40 years. Now, they wouldn't even talk to, like I said yesterday, they wouldn't even talk to the guy that Barack Obama wanted to put up. They wouldn't even talk to him. They left the fucking court one justice short of what it was supposed to be, just so they didn't have to let Barack Obama pick a judge. He put Sotomayor on. He put a Hispanic woman on. He should have fucking picked a black woman. That might even help Hillary's stupid ass out. But he didn't do that. He picked some white dude. And they wouldn't even talk to the motherfucker. They wouldn't even interview him. Wouldn't get no hearings, nothing. And they didn't give a fuck who didn't like it. They were waiting for their white man to come. And the white man is there. Now, he got one judge so far, he's about to get another one. And if Ruth Bader Ginsburg doesn't last the next 2 years, he may get a third. And that would be bad. Not that it's not bad already, but that would be really bad. But check this out, though. If Donald Trump really wanted to fuck Obama over, he would pick a black woman judge to sit on the Supreme Court. Now, I know that if any black woman that Donald Trump picks is going to be a coon, and she's going to be, you know, some conservative black woman that talks like that diamond and silk bitches like them two. But it'll still be a black woman. You know what I mean? And it would still be doing something that Barack Obama didn't have the balls to do. Or maybe he didn't have the intention to do. You know? There's a lot of black people out there that would re-elect Donald Trump based on that. Based on that. And like I said, she'd be a coon and a sellout and all of them bad things, but she'd still be a black woman. And she'd be the first black woman that I can ever remember that was ever picked to be a judge on the Supreme Court. I mean, we got a white woman, we got a Jewish lady, we got a Hispanic, but we ain't never had a black woman. Ever. And if Donald Trump wanted to win over a whole bunch of black people, then that's what he would do. I'm sure there's somebody in his ear telling him he should do that, but Donald Trump don't like black people. So it's not going to happen. But I'm just saying, if he really wanted to, then that's what he would do. That's the move he would make. That would be a boss move by that motherfucker. Now, I know he's stupid. Don't get it twisted. I ain't no Donald Trump fan. Not even a fucking little bit. Right? I'm not. Not even a little bit. But if Donald Trump really wanted to solidify his name in history, he'd do a move like that. He's just motherfucking crazy enough to do some shit like that. You know what I mean? He's just crazy enough to do some shit like that. I mean, when I ain't seen his list of possible Supreme Court, you know, judges of people he wants to talk to. I haven't seen any list or anything like that. But if I was one of his advisors, I'd be like, you know, you really want the African Americans behind you? This is what you do. You know? But like I said, Donald Trump don't like black people. At all. None. Not even a little bit. Not even if it would be advantageous to him in the long run. Would he support a black woman? But, you know, it's something for you. It's definitely something he should think about. Barack Obama, he had a shot. He should have took it. He should have fucking took it. But it turns out he wasn't who we thought he was. He wasn't who a lot of black people thought he was. By the time, you know, he was 6 years in, we had figured it out. But, you know, he wasn't who we thought he was. He could have, when he chose that white man, Garland or whatever the fuck his name was, he could have just as easily picked a black woman. It wouldn't have hurt because they didn't even talk. The Republican Congress wouldn't even interview the guy. So what difference would it have made? Other than to solidify his name and his legacy in the minds and in the hearts of black people. But Obama didn't want to do that. Trump could do that, though. He won't, but he could. He could, you know? We got to pay attention to this kind of shit, like I said earlier. We got to pay attention to what happens on the Supreme Court. We got to pay attention to what happens in all three branches of government. The executive, the legislative, and the judicial. We got to pay attention. The midterms is coming up. We had some good results in those primaries yesterday, but we gotta do better. We gotta get some black people who speak to black issues. And I'm not talking about the fucked up ass Congressional Black Caucus. They just a bunch of goddamn people that need to go retire or find something else to do. I'm not talking about Cory Booker. I'm not talking about that chick from California, um, Kamala Harris or whatever the fuck her name is. I'm not talking about her. I'm not talking about any of them folks. I'm talking about some new, hardcore, progressive, fucking black people who want to see things made right for black people in this country, who want to stand up for our issues and speak out and speak to us. I mean, because we got people speaking up for the LGBT or whatever the fuck it is, and the Hispanics and the women and all of that. But I'm talking about black people speaking up for black issues that we need to get into our Congresses, into the Congress and into our state houses so that our issues can be dealt with. So that we got a fighting chance against all this conservatism that's taking hold of the country. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers don't get it. I checked that. Maybe they do get it. Maybe they do get it. And they see that the country is getting brown, turning brown and black right before their eyes, and they're solidifying their position. I heard it said the other day that you can look down the road probably 10 or 12 or 15 or 30 years, and white people are going to be a minority in this country, but they're going to be a ruling minority, similar to what South Africa had during the apartheid era, where there was what? There were what? 11% of the population, but they owned 90% of the shit. And that's the direction they're trying to push this country in. And if we don't do something about it, that's what's going to happen. The Supreme Court nominee that Donald Trump is about to put up is indicative of that very thing. You know? Anyway, that's it for now. Y'all go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me. Comment on the bottom. Let me know what y'all think. This piece behind me, my afro, flat top afro lady, is a charcoal piece. I'm about to get that mounted and see if I can get that sold so it can hang on somebody's wall. I like these pieces, man. I like doing work like this more than I like oil paint. But I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. And thanks for supporting me. And that's it for now. CT, that's my real name. Tee-Cee, and I'm out.